Like we always do with this time, I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma push this shine. Hey.
Yeah.
It is recording. Okay, so welcome to the Good Life after show, after party. Relationship Tuesdays. We had so much to say that we needed a little extra time to say the stuff that we couldn't necessarily say on the radio. So I'm here with Uche. I'm sure you will all love him, and Zion. He likes to drop the knowledge, and Ty, my partner in crime. I had too much testosterone going on, so I needed a little bit of girl power with me. And we're missing our relationship expert, Henry, today, but that's okay. He's delivering some puppies, so he'll be with us next week. But our topic of discussion was the good life for children, and we were discussing towards the end of the show, are two parents necessary for the child to have a good relationship? And what do those relationships look like when the mother and the father don't necessarily get along? And I think we're actually all in this situation to some degree or not, whether you're in a relationship or not, or have been. Yeah, I'm married and divorced, and so at 2.5, I had to start sharing my child, which was very difficult for me.
But it's not... They're not sharing your child.
Well, for me, I was sharing my...
It's his child also.
Yeah, but you were sharing...
But women always get caught up with that. It's like you don't ever hear men saying, "Oh, I have to share my child and mine this and my..." Y'all women always quantify everything with possession.
Well, that's the stigma.
Well, when I carry a baby for 10 months, and it is 10 months because 40 weeks equals 10 months, then, I have
break
a right
out the violin.
Yeah, break it out, because you want to go through labor, I trade you.
I'd go through labor if I could.
I would pay to watch that too.
If I had to, I'd go through labor for my kids. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you wanted?
Let me say this.
Yes! I want a big pat on the back. Actually, I'll take a massage.
Y'all don't have to walk around with nuts all day. That's what y'all...
Never had sweaty balls.
No, but that must be interesting to walk with something
sweaty balls.
In between your legs.
They get in the way.
It's uncomfortable. Very.
Thank God I'm a woman. How do you feel about that, Ty?
Well,
we went left real quick.
Yes,
as we normally do, but
But you were right. I think we all have a very unique situation, very similar to a lot of the issues we were talking about with raising children and single parent and having both parents in the picture.
Do you feel it's necessary? Or not that it's necessary, because obviously we're talking on the radio that there are people in military situations or where, someone passed away, or there is a...
There are exceptions.
Turn off your phone. I know it's on. There are exceptions, but we want to exclude the exceptions and talk about the general. When there is a parent who wants to be involved in a child's life, and the other parent, male or female, doesn't allow that child to have the relationship with the other parent. Is that the good life? Is it the good life for the child?
Just throw a little cliche out there. It takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
And I think people getting caught up when we talk about parents, we get caught up in the man, woman, the relationship, the domicile parents. But taking a village, it don't necessarily have to be that parent. That's why, we were saying earlier, yes, it's possible for you to raise a child without the father or without the mother, but that's not ideal.
Right.
And when you have that situation where you don't have the mother and father, that's where that village steps in. That's where you have the pastor or the coaches or the uncles or somebody stepping in to provide that type of guidance. But to say that you need no guidance or just one person could guide you through life, then you're going to be and sadly ill-equipped.
Ask a person who's lost an arm or a leg if they want that arm or that leg.
Right. Well, just getting one perspective. You're just getting one perspective on life.
Right.
You're getting one perspective when you have one parent.
And by no means can I create a man. And I will say that. And they may sound crazy, and you'll have
some women out there.
I can't.
That's like I can raise a man. No, you can't.
There are things that I've never done.
My dad told me since I was young, a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. Period.
There you go. Right.
Period. Point blank.
I would definitely.
You can raise a man,
and a scorned woman can't teach another woman how to be a woman.
Right. Exactly. Now you can raise a man, but how well adjusted.
And that's what goes on with most of these women in this generation. In the general, is that you have these scorned women raising girls and boys, and they don't understand what they're promoting.
Perpetuating.
And you know what's crazy? Because I'm not single now, but anyway, I was in dating now on a mature level. You have more people who have children, and You know, I really used to be naive to the fact that women, I'm like, oh, whatever, you know, women let you see your child, whatever. But the past 3 guys that I've dated have had the situation where their child's mother was controlling them regarding seeing their child. And one was, you know, may not have been on time, but he was, you know, he paid his child support, but she still wouldn't let him see him. The other one, it's like, he does everything possible, but she doesn't let him see him unless she's there. Now he takes care, you know, takes care of all, you know, everything, but
control.
How does that work, and how is that in
I want
best
to bring
for the
that up.
child?
I want to bring that up on the show with the caller too. There was a period of 4 or 5 years where I paid child support every single month, didn't miss a month, and I still had, and I couldn't get it all up. I had the most problems during that time. It turned from money to something else. It was something else. Oh well. Then she started saying, well, I can't make it to the airport, so you got to, instead of me getting them a ticket and you picking them up from the airport, you want me to rent a car and drive to Atlanta every time I got to get them.
You know what they really want.
So she wants to see you.
Exactly. I'm like, well.
They want that bird.
And then this would happen at least 2 or 3 times. So I started, whatever chick I was with at the time, I started bringing her. Because I get to the door, she come to the door in tights and oh, come on in. This is a turnaround trip, bitch. Give me my son. I'm leaving. Oh no, just come. Y'all can come sit down. No, you got a hotel room? You can stay here. No. Until I was like, okay, I know you're ploying. I started bringing my partners to, oh no, all y'all can stay over here. Come on. And then I'm like, all right, I see the play. So I started bringing a little chick with me. Then it was like,
see, we're a little different on that.
She still.
If mine come like that,
like she has some type of
if they come to the
child,
door
they
like
always
that,
feel like they have
like, all right,
and that's another thing. Women, I think, when they have children with you, they feel like they have some type of claim to you. They feel like it's like you bonded with me for life. No, I'm not. My child. I'm bonded. We are bonded through the child, not to you. I think it's said wrong. It said I'm not bonded to you. We are obligated to this child for life, not to each other. Exactly, not to each other. And that's where it get twisted. People, when women throw that out, oh no, I don't have to put it like this. I can have a relationship with you, whatever. Especially once the child gets older, we don't ever have to correspond. Especially nowadays with social media and phone and. I talk to my child 2, 3 times a week.
I would rather text you because I don't have to have a conversation with you.
Exactly.
We don't have to talk, so they don't put it in the text. It's like, yeah, no, I don't even accept text no more. You need to call me.
Right. Well, see, what
does that work better?
With logistical things, a text is black and white. With logistical things, a text is black and white.
If you want it to be black and white,
that you can bring to court. Like, look, Yana, you can see this correspondent. I said I was coming to get him. She said I told her I was on the way, and after I told her, she said no.
But also on the other hand,
the same way I'm like, he's late.
You don't want to put. You don't want to put in the text like, look, I'm gonna be there a couple of minutes early. Can I get some hair?
Right.
Well,
you don't want to put that in the text. You know?
No, because then it's documented.
I don't know. That might be some evidence you need. Like, see, Yana, I couldn't have possibly been there. I was getting ahead. It's right here.
I thought you got a jail-free card. Look at your face. You're just like,
am I red?
beat.
Well, let me say this. I recognize that, it's more common than not for women and men to end up with or bear a child with someone who is not necessarily you sharing the same values and characteristics and mindset and approach to raising a child. And I think that we are all here today and can have the conversations that we're having is because we are where we are at this point in our lives. We've grown, we had our children when we were young, we've lived a little bit, we may of course learn from our mistakes, but we also have friends and cousins and relatives and extended family members and colleagues and so forth who are still right now undergoing the very same stupidity and foolishness.
We understand what growing up means.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're mature enough to lay down and have a child, then you should be mature enough to have a mature relationship and parent appropriately.
And that's
see, like last night when I was drunk, I was like, I know I need to take my black ass home. There were about a few spots I could have stopped at, but I'm like, no, I need to go home. And that's exactly what I did.
You had the little angel on your shoulder and be like, Uche, go home.
I didn't even need it. It's like, Uche, go home.
Probably 2 devils.
Unless you,
I know.
Unless you
just both drunk.
You better go home. You better go home unless you want a baby.
You know, you know, one of the questions I had posed earlier, and I definitely want to hear from the fellas too, because this is a controversial issue.
Is it?
When we were talking about being responsible, not only financially but emotionally, but what about also being responsible as it relates to disciplining your child, and you allow another man to discipline your child?
Oh no! You know, that's funny. That's why I be saying, you know, I think some of this stuff stems.
You know, like if in the event that your child tells you, you know, Timothy, which is your baby mom's, the mother of your child's boyfriend,
I had that situation
punish you
happen.
and spanked him, and I know I've heard from men that another man can't put his hands on my child. That's just the last thing you could do. Do not put your hands on my child.
Well,
I would be there immediately.
I had a similar situation. It wasn't putting their hands on him, but it was riding a motorbike. And my child was like, my son came to me like, oh yeah, my mom's friend, he let me ride his motorbike, blah, blah, blah. You know, I kind of like, and this was the first time that this was years after we had not been together, this was the first time I ever even heard of a guy being in a picture, because she keep that's how I know some feelings is there, because she keep that under wraps. Like, I don't even know if she ever even had sex with nobody after me.
She's still a virgin.
It's a phantom. Every time I come around, he disappear. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, so you ride this motorbike. So I tell him, like, you know, that's cool and all. But I call her like, you know, I'd like to meet this fella. You know, if he's doing these, you know, life altering situations, like put my son on the motorbike, y'all could die. You know what I'm saying? I need to know the type of responsible guy this is, or how serious this is. So, you know, I find myself being a little more mature, not being, oh no, you know, don't be around that nigga, oh, don't let him do that. No, I wasn't like that. I was more like, okay, let me meet him. And sure enough, I never saw him. I told her that, and the dude disappeared.
Well, I think I've been through that, and on the other side, and my kid's mom was like, you know, I was dealing with this chick, and she's like, you know, she texted me, she's like, if she's gonna be around my kids, I need to meet her. I'm like, no, you don't. She's around our kids. My judgment is just as good as yours. I know what you want. I know how I've been with you. No, we don't hug and kiss and hold hands in front of them. We don't carry out a relationship in front of my children. Or we didn't. We didn't carry out a relationship in front of our children. So for me, it was very easy. But that's what she wanted. That was her bit of control. Was to say, no, I need to meet her.
Well, at some point in the relationship, yes, I do believe she should, but I think it should be at your discretion.
That's my woman.
Yes, when you're ready.
This is my new woman.
Exactly.
I don't need my old woman tainting my new woman.
Well, meeting her and tainting her is two different.
The meat is a taint.
Right.
No, I would disagree.
Put it like this: I don't think they need to meet unless it's serious. It's serious.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
The only reason I wanted to meet is because of interaction. You riding a motorbike. You got my son.
No, that's
going
totally
places with him and
different.
shit like
That's a
that.
safety issue.
I'm speaking on us as a men.
Oh no, you don't have to talk to her. And I went through the same situation. She act like, oh, who you got my child around? Hold on. If I respect, I don't sit there and ask you who around every time, you know, every day, every second of the day when he's not with me. So don't disrespect me and act like you have better discretion than I have. I chose you. I had a child with you, and now you gonna act like my choice of women is just so out of whack. Oh, you can't.
You're right. It is out of whack.
To get back to your question, I think this is the big difference for me.
Another woman like
is that I promote it. I say it. You know, I love my kid's mom. You know, and the thing for them is I would never try and use another woman to replace you. So for them, it's kind of a bit easier because they know that's not my intent. And I think that's what some men and women think, is that the child is there to replace. But with my oldest, I had a situation, and you know, it's pretty much hands off. But she was like, you know, I'm not gonna say the name, but she was like, I get a phone call, and she was like, she told dude, she went off. She's like, you know how my daddy was acting that pure ass. And I got on the phone, I'm like, beat her fucking ass. Because she disrespected him at the point. I had to let her know, look, I'm your daddy, but he in the house with you every day. I'm not there with you every day. He's married to your mother. You better respect him because he's there. He's doing things I'm not doing. So
is
you
it a
can't be
different situation
disrespectful
when they're married in that situation where they're married.
Yeah,
when it's a boyfriend. Well, I'm asking.
Oh, yes, it's very different.
Because I was totally agreeing with you.
serious.
Once you said, he's married and he lives in the house, that's just,
But dude is awesome. He's a great guy. So for her to even tell him something like that made me mad. I'm like, I want to beat your ass right now just for even saying that. Because he's doing the things I'm not doing. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I'm not there to
because you're not in that relationship.
It's significant. It definitely changes the dynamics of a relationship versus being a boyfriend, a very temporary. It could be a flyby situation.
Right. And I think women guard against that a lot.
Yeah.
I think women guard against that a lot, knowing, okay, I don't know if this guy going to be in my life permanently. Is he going to be, so I'm going to kind of keep him away from good women anyway. Keep him away from him and not, let him be around the child, not discipline the child, not, what I'm saying? So, and that we talked about that before, knowing what's a trap, right then and there. If a woman is allowing you to be too much involved with her son right away, that's a bad sign. If they instantly allowing you to talk to their child a certain way or discipline them or instantly, okay, she looking for something. She trying to, because this is not a motherly. This is a motherly instinct is to protect to the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
And I think, something that
it's very visible in the void that she's looking to feel.
Exactly,
is to let kids be kids, and our kids had the great experience to be together, play together, but they do that. What I'm saying is, our kids don't get the adult interaction. They get children interaction. Look, we talking. This is what we talking about. Go from outside.
Right.
Get out of here. And I think most parents that have a lot of problems, they let their children in their business. Mm-hmm. They sitting there talking about. We may start talking about such and such.
Conversations as such as
and the son sitting there, or the daughter sitting there.
Exactly.
That's a violation.
Go in the backyard.
Get out of here.
Yeah, my parents and
have a phone conversation with the girlfriend, thinking that the kid don't know who you're talking about.
Right.
Well, I'm dealing with that right now, and I need advice on how do I deal with it.
All right, let's go. Real life
I'm trying to figure out how do I deal with the situations that's happening with with my ex and the child support and everything. Like I said, the child support is being paid and everything, but she still is on this. Like, she didn't let him come down. He was supposed to be down here for Christmas, and she didn't let him come. Oh no, you need to come. You need to come get him. I'm like, you know what? It's not feasible for me to come. Drive down there and get him. So
just clarify. Does she want you to buy a plane ticket and he gets a one-way trip to come and see you for Christmas?
Her thing is just straight control. It's just straight.
Is she from New Orleans?
No, she's from Atlanta.
Okay, so she has no business ever to really come here other than
right.
But he has no business to go there to pick up his shit.
But she does have business here because her son's father lives here.
I meant like family.
I'm not mean, but
or something like that.
But he doesn't have any business to go there when he goes and gets his kid.
What I'm saying is, if you give this aura, if you act like, oh, I'm all about the child and this and that and that and this, why would when you have somebody that you see is actually trying, why would you put roadblocks
on that, right?
in the way?
You know why? Because she doesn't want the child to see that. She wants to be the earner. She wants to be the person in control. She wants to be the person saying, I'm doing everything.
Oh, and another thing, I wanted to say, how do you
But just like you said, you can drive down the street with one arm, but it doesn't make it blindfolded, but it doesn't make a good idea. You could and you may make it, but it doesn't make it a great idea. And children need to have both parents in their lives. And we lay down with people that, don't become our life partners, and we have children. And we need to be responsible adults and put the children before ourselves so that those children can live the good life.
I was just
we're almost done for today, but go ahead.
In closing, just to respond to Zion's question, I definitely think it's going to take another woman to influence the mother of your child's way of thinking and how she's approaching you in your relationship. Right. I don't think at this point in your life and her life that you would be the one to convince her to maybe make different decisions.
Fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, exactly. So I really think it's going to take another woman to have those tough dialogues that need to take place so that maybe she could approach her relationship with you differently.
Someone she respects.
Definitely. I definitely think it's going to take that. Now who that woman is, I don't know. Right. But if you really want to see some
Immaculate
change,
Mary.
Ty, can you see out of those glasses?
We're going to end it on that. This is Relationship Tuesday, and this is the after show. So stay tuned. We're really excited about this new project. And listen up to The Good Life on Tuesdays, 12:30 a.m. on WBOK Central Standard Time. And we're out.